Now, here's a quick one, a quick karma story I think you guys are really going to enjoy because it involves a gal with a really rotten attitude getting what's coming to her, at least in my opinion. Title: Am I the a-hole for getting a gal at work fired for having a, wait for it, OnlyFans account? And the answer is no. She says here, I, a 30-year-old female, work as a financial advisor at a rather large and well-known firm, along with my coworker T, a mid-20s female. One lunchtime, T was having a discussion with us about how she has started an OnlyFans and was already getting subscribers. She said they should forget about slaving away at a desk for a company and take their future into their own hands, etc. Taking their future into their own hands by spreading them online for the world to see, that's not exactly, in my opinion, a good career choice or taking your power back or whatever you want to call it. This just sounds like the attitude a lot of people have nowadays, the quick and easy way out. Nothing wrong with building a career and being smart with your choices, etc., etc. And by the way, your body is a depreciating asset over time. There's going to be less demand. Well, anyhow, that T told me that I should try it. I brushed this off and said it's just not something that I'd like to do. She asked me why, and I shrugged and said just because. So obviously she doesn't want to say what she's really thinking. It's like asking me if to become an actress or a doctor. Neither appeal to me. Well, not exactly the same, but I understand what she means. However, T didn't see it that way and said, "What, do you think you're better than me?" I said, "No, of course not. I just wouldn't consider doing sex work as a career." Well, the truth is, she knows she's better than her. Again, she's building her career and all that, and could have a prosperous future, but this gal's taking the easy way out and crapping on her because, God forbid, she doesn't want to be like her. T took great offense, saying that if I'm happy earning peanuts working my life away from a boss just for dignity, then that's on me, and mustn't judge her for wanting to make a better future for herself, and she's not ashamed of what she's doing. Well, clearly she is, and clearly a nervous struck. And this girl's just minding her own business, and this girl is prodding and prying her for her approval. She also said, when your children ask why they're poor their whole lives, you can tell them it's because you had too much dignity to provide for them more. Sure, honey, she really is an a-hole. Listen to her giving this woman shit. This woman's just minding her own business, having her lunch, having her sandwich or salad, and this girl starts digging into her. I mean, it's unbelievable. As it says here, she says, I have 2 children and I'm fully able to provide for them. This really pissed me off. Yeah, this is a woman with some integrity. I'm not going to go doing that stuff. I have kids, for goodness sake. She got up and went back to her desk. At this point, one of my other colleagues in a much higher managerial position had overheard her and asked me what had happened. So she didn't spill the beans. According to her in this story, she didn't blab, just somebody heard this conversation. So I told her what happened. After all, T's words were she wasn't ashamed of what she was doing. She seemed very open about it. And her legs and hoo-ha are very open too. And her mouth. My colleague said nothing and we went back to work. I thought nothing of it, though I was irritated by T's comments about my children and financial status. I put most of my earnings into my home, family, and investment. I drive a pretty standard-looking vehicle, and my dress sense is rather plain, I guess. Well, I want to point something out. This girl in her mid-20s, she's in her prime, obviously good-looking enough to be on OnlyFans. But here's the deal. There's no long-term prospects on this because eventually her looks will fade as anybody's man or woman, and she's not going to have the demand for this. And also, I might add, okay, she got some subscribers, but to make real money where you can give up your career, you got to be very unique and rare. And you've had tons of people, gals, go on OnlyFans and try to make it since COVID happened. So the odds are she's not going to make enough and she's going to jeopardize her career, but she's obviously in her prime, she's good looking, and she's got a massive ego, so she thinks nothing will happen. And even if she was successful, you think she's going to put away enough money that when her looks fade and there's no more demand for her services, that she'll be able to go back and get a job? Probably not. About a week later, I noticed that T was no longer coming into work. What happened to T? One of the girls she hung out with at lunchtime was shooting me angry looks and speaking in hushed tones to their usual group. When I sat down, the girl turned to me and said, "Are you pleased with yourself?" I asked why, and she said, "We all know you told the boss about T's OnlyFans account to get her fired." Well, let's just say she did. Can you blame her? Do you want somebody there making your company you work for looking bad by doing something like that? Or the way that she was so rude to her and gave her a hard time? But no, the boss overheard it, at least according to the story. I asked her why. I was taken back and then remembered mentioning it to my colleague that day. I went to her office to ask what happened. She told me that she decided to investigate T's social media, which listed our company as her workplace on her profile. You don't go doing those things and list your place of work. You're making the company look bad. Her Instagram was full of risque photos to push her OnlyFans. As her Instagram and Facebook profiles were easily connected, my colleague said it was openly moonlighting in a way that did not reflect well on the company and reported it. T was called into a meeting which ended in her being dismissed. There you go. That's karma, a-hole. She was acting all high and mighty about it and giving this woman a hard time. And this woman who's building her career, has kids, doesn't want to do something like that to make things uncomfortable for the kids. You get the point? And she's being shamed for that? Oh, no. This girl got what she deserved. I now feel responsible for T losing her job. Don't feel responsible. Her friends have branded me an a-hole, telling everyone I'm a jealous BIT, a SLUT shamer, etc. My colleagues told me T had it coming, and I must not feel bad. Am I the a-hole? No. In fact, you're awesome. Good for you for standing your ground and saying, I'm not going to do that type of thing. She tried to choose her words, but that gal was just looking for a fight, and you could all hear it there. And she deserves to be kicked to the curb. And besides, she's the one that said that pretty much this job is shit. You want to be slaving the rest of your life away, so I'm going to do something better. So let her go do her OnlyFans. What concerns me is that she's going to be working there with all these young a-holes. Now, every place of employment is going to have people you don't like. But it sounds like they have a lot of young jackasses working in these gals, and that may not be an issue, may not be good for the long-term prospects of the company. That's just an opinion of mine. Maybe she can look for a different place to work, not because of them not being pushed away, but someplace to move up in the world and not be around gals like that. That's just my opinion. But no, good for her. And this girl got exactly what she deserved. And maybe she hit it big on OnlyFans, but the odds are she probably won't make a lot of money, and she'll be back slaving away at the desk, you know, as she, just like she was criticizing this woman. So she got what she deserved. Karma, justice is served.